I did not think that I was going to have to do this today. I'm trying to record a podcast. I'm trying to get shit done, but apparently I have to do this first because this narrative that Warren Sharp started this week, irresponsibly, I might add, that this block from Thaddeus Moss that injured Kayvon Thibodeaux is dirty. Quite frankly, it's bullshit. This is called a cut block. It is commonly used on the backside of both inside and outside zone runs to open up the backside cutback lane, which is where those types of runs typically end up hitting like 80% of the time. Kyle Shanahan and a lot of the coaches in the general Shanahan tree refer to these backside blocks as a sift block, but it's been around for literally decades at this point. In terms of how the injury happened, it's very simply bad luck. There are two ways that these sift blocks can happen on the backside of zone runs. Either you cut them down by aiming for the thigh pad and rolling down the front of the leg, which is what the tight end tried to do here, or you square them up and then go near foot, near shoulder directly into the edge rusher's chest in order to open up the cutback lane that way. What Kayvon Thibodeaux tried to do here was also respond by going near foot, near shoulder into the tight end to take on this sift block. And a couple great high school coaches that I know refer to this as a gladiator technique because it looks pretty similar to a gladiator bashing someone with their shield. You lead again with that near foot and the near shoulder at the same time so you can generate as much power as possible. And the reason why Thibodeaux did this gladiator technique, we'll call it, was that he did not expect the cut block. He thought the tight end was just going to square him up and try to go with power, and so he wanted to meet him shoulder to shoulder and overwhelm him with power. Instead, the tight end was, again, actually going for a cut block here, so Thibodeaux was in a bad position to handle cut blocks the way that he was normally coached to do, which is shooting the hands out and knocking it down before it can make contact. And as a result, he took the full force of that cut block, and he was in kind of an awkward position because he was already turned and leading with that near foot, and as a result, his knee and ankle got trapped up underneath the full body weight of the tight end. This is just a freakishly timed bad accident. It's not Thibodeaux's fault. It's not Thad Moss's fault. It's not any of the coach's fault. And it's definitely not a dirty block, nor is it a cowardly block like some people in the media are framing it as. It's just bad luck. It's the wrong technique at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's it. And Warren, specifically for you at the end here, I don't know if you mean well at this point because this is not your first time doing this. You do a whole lot of engagement baiting with this kind of shit. If you're going to have a profile this large and a platform this large, before you label a guy dirty for throwing a cut block when he's just doing what he's taught to do to make a roster and feed his family, before you do all that, can you at least, open a fucking playbook and learn the sport that you pretend to cover? Can you just do me that favor just once instead of labeling guys dirty and questioning their character to a very large audience that has now seen your video millions of times? I know this video is not going to get seen as much as yours. I know this message is not going to get seen as much as yours. But I want you to be responsible because you're bigger than me. You have a bigger platform than me. And I know I'm rather large, but not as big as you. And yet you're doing this shit and labeling these guys without actually understanding the fucking game you cover. So I don't mean this to come off angry. I don't normally do this. But I'm not going to sit here and let a player who did the right thing and just got unlucky have their character questioned by somebody who's, quite frankly, not qualified to talk about the mechanics of what they're seeing on the screen. So, Warren, next time, open a fucking playbook. That's all I want. Thank you. End of video.